Hi, it's Alexis, the Avoidant therapist, and today in this video we're going to discuss about letting go. Or I should say we would challenge this idea of letting go. After a breakup, there's always the expectation from our friends, from people who care about us, that you need to let go, right? You need to move on. You need to forget that person. You need to erase what you had. And when you approach a breakup this way, it's usually quite hard to heal. And today in this video, I'm going to show you another approach because I don't like this conception of letting go. My experience is not something that helps people to really grow and heal after a breakup. So this is what we will cover today in this video. If you find yourself struggling after this breakup, if you find yourself struggling having conversation with your friends because they tell you you should move on, why are you still thinking about him or her? This video is meant for you. Take some notes. It's really to help you get unstuck and heal and grow. So as I said, the misconception is you have to forget your ex to move on, okay? And there's this pressure from the society. You need to be strong, you're better off. You'll find someone, there's plenty of fish in the seas, etc., etc. The thing is, when you hear this and you had a strong history, you had something special with this person, it feels impossible, right? Because in a way, I shared, even if it's like 4 or 6 months, I share something special. I don't want to forget it. So you'll always have this discrepancy between what people tell you to do and what, in a way, your heart is telling you. I don't want to let go of this because I love this moment, even though it's not working out, even though that person is rejecting me at the moment. I don't want to let go of this. I don't want to forget this. Sorry about the noise. My cat is eating. It's very noisy. And so this belief makes it way, way harder. And you have this guilt of like, I don't want to be forgetting this person because I invested in this relationship. I love truly this person. I know we had something special. What I want you to understand is this idea of moving on. That doesn't mean that you need to erase the past. Actually, you should remember the past. It's the perception is how we approach those memories. That's the thing you need to work through. That's the thing you need to change a little bit. You attach to those things, you have emotional investment to those things, and that's what we have to work through. So my definition of moving on is finding peace with your past. It's not about rejecting it. Your ex, if you don't get back together, will always be your ex. If you have kids together, they will still be the parent of your kids. You can't erase that, and you should not erase that. And it's about being proud of the relationship you had as well. Looking back, thinking, I was my true self. I was happy. I invested in this relationship. So yes, there are elements of regrets. There are elements of maybe feeling that I should have, I could have, and that's what we'll discuss later on. The point of letting go, of moving on, is to release the pain. You keep the memories. The memories will always be there. It's about removing the pain. That's what we will discuss. That's what I want you to do today watching this video. So, in other words, the healing is not about erasing things. It's about how you can free yourself from the emotional impact of the breakup. Again, it's not about forgetting. It's about detaching yourself from this emotional impact, emotional investment. Now my cat is going, wants a hug. And so the point, and that's what I do with my clients, that's what I do here in these videos, is to help you learn from the relationship, because this is where growth happens. This is how you can really close that chapter, remove that emotional attachment to this relationship, and move forward. It's not about moving on, it's move forward. So I took my cat with me. So the point is, it's fine to have happy memories when you think about your ex. Sometimes you will feel guilty, like I shouldn't feel this way because they betrayed me, because they rejected me, because they treated me this way. When you look back in those moments, yes, it mattered. Yes, you were in love. Yes, that was mutual. Yes, there was something special. The point is creating this idea of cherishing the moment, looking at things with fondness and not with regret. right? And when you think about cherishing the moment, it's not about, okay, I need them back because I want those moments again. They're gone, okay? They're in the past. They are there. So in a way, look at it as when you were a teenager, maybe you cherish the moments of hanging out with your friends and going night clubbing or whatever. If you're in your 60s, you don't feel like, oh, I need to get back to clubbing or smoking weed, etc., etc. So that's, in a way, this example is a bit weird, but in a way, that's what I mean. And so why letting go is misunderstood is because people think letting go, because it's so painful, I need to cut all the feelings. Okay, this breakup is so painful that my initial reaction is to cut all the feelings, negative, positive, mixed, I cut everything. The thing is, what we need to develop is this emotional detachment that won't erase the impact your ex had on your life. You can't remove that. It's done. The damage is done. So the point is to find ways to loosen the grip of pain. Sometimes we have to, and that's the work we do in therapy, is like unpacking those things. The way you can look at this is after a breakup, usually you have all those feelings tangled, all together. It's very messy. So it's kind of the old version of the earphones we had. The point of therapy, the point of the work that you have to do is to untangle, clear things, and in a way have some kind of AirPod when it comes to looking at your feelings, right? After a breakup, have everything all together, and that's the work that you have to do through therapy. It's obviously something you can do on your own, but it's harder. Is like unpacking those feelings, lying down things, and the objective is once you've done that work, so it's not about erasing the emotions, it's not about erasing the past. Once you lay down those things, it becomes clearer. You don't feel so overwhelmed. You don't feel anxious. Right? And that's the problem after a breakup is because as everything, it's messy. Breakups are messy. And because they're messy, it prevents us from actually moving forward. So the thing that keeps you stuck is not the fact that you can't erase the person, because you can't, and you shouldn't. It's about keeping those feelings and those emotions tangled together. So I hope this image helps. And sorry about the messy thing with my cat, but he never comes to say hi, so I took the best of it. How to redefine moving on? Again, it's about shifting your beliefs and shifting how you look at things. The old belief is usually forgetting is key to healing. Okay, forget them. He treated you like this. Forget them. The point is acceptance. So usually it's the last stage of grieving. The last stage of grieving is another one that I will have a video on this. It's around purpose, but it's accepting that this past shaped the person you are, right? And also this past, and that's what you have to do, is like creating that inner peace. This idea also that you have to stop loving them or you have to hate them makes it easier. No, you can love, you can appreciate the person, but the point is to remove this idea of longing or regret. Obviously, the love shouldn't be the same as when you are together, but like if you are a co-parent, if you're still friends, it's about loving the person for who they are, but accepting that they can't be your partner. Another very important element is around closure. Closure, the fact that it comes from their apology. By experience, as I said, breakups are messy, and you don't always get, or you don't always hear the words you expect to hear from your ex. So what you have to understand is closure comes from your own acceptance. In an ideal world, you would want to have that talk. Most of the time, you can't have that talk. So that closure needs to come from within. Another thing, and perhaps that's probably the thing that keeps you stuck. Moving on, it's not about erasing the relationship. And that's why you have a hard time letting go potentially, is because deep inside, you want to still remember what you had. You still want to feel somehow, right, that it was real. Moving on is about understanding the lessons. Filtering in and out what was great, what was not so great. Who you are as a person, what you want to achieve, your boundaries, your needs, etc., etc. So I just wanted to have this table to help you understand that usually it's about the stories we're telling yourself and looking at where you find yourself, maybe thinking that you have to stop loving them. Maybe you think that the closure is that silver bullet that will help you to move on. So have a look and challenge yourself. It's important to challenge those belief systems. Most of the times, the stories we are telling ourselves are keeping us stuck, especially after a breakup, because it's highly emotional, because it's about being attached to someone. So the objective is to find the answer within yourself, not from your ex, not from the outside world. So first of all, as I said, you will probably never get the closure from your ex that you expect. So that's why it's important to accept now, today, and understand that you will find the key, you will find the answer by being more compassionate towards you, being kind to yourself. If you cry, if you're anxious, don't blame yourself. You're just processing things. So the point is to, how can I find the right support? How can I learn? How can I unpack those things? And that there's no connection with your ex in terms of they won't help you to feel less anxious. They won't help you to feel more confident. They won't help you to feel more loved. Okay, it's important. The other element is letting go of the rewriting the story. Or if I did this, if only I did that. Okay, you can grow from that. You don't have to be attached to the past. Again, it's about, especially if you have an anxious attachment style, it's not about external validation. Okay, and that's why it's important to develop this self-compassion, to allow yourself, to trust yourself, to accept that you can be happy in another relationship, be happy finding another partner. Because sometimes when you have an anxious attachment style, you start from the baseline of like, I'm not worthy of love. I need validation. I need someone to prove to me that I can be loved. Okay, and it's something that you have to developing this independence when it comes to relationships. So the point is not to erase love. When a relationship doesn't work out, that doesn't mean that it wasn't real. So sometimes people call me like, I'm not sure if it was real. Maybe it was one-sided. If you're watching this video, it's probably because it was a mutually loved relationship. And so don't think that because it ended this way, that wasn't real, or they hid something from you. So that's one thing. The point here is, as you heal, as you move forward, you can still carry in a way this love, but you don't have the pain because you're not so much attached to the past. You're not so much looking backward, but you're looking forward, right? Knowing the person you are, knowing how happy you can make someone, etc., etc. When you grow, when you move forward, that's not a betrayal of the relationship. It's just that you are actively closing the chapter and moving forward and looking to the next chapter and writing the next chapter. So it's not you have to be active in the process. Sometimes people feel like, oh, time will heal, right? Just have to, time will do the work. The point is, it's usually a bit of proactivity accelerates the process and helps you also not enjoy, but at least go through this with more strength. The idea of clinging to the past is also what pushes you to see the future darker than it is. When you stop being clingy, this is where you seize opportunity. This is where you actually open the door to new connections, to new relationships, to meeting new friends, etc. Moving on, as we discussed, it's not about forgetting. What you had will always be there. What you have is to free yourself. Because right now you're being attached, you're being imprisoned by this relationship. This is what you have to do, is freeing yourself. And when you think about that and think like all the positive association with being free, right? That is an empowering thing. And it's about how can you be free to live again on your own terms, finding the relationship or just being with yourself, nurturing this life. And it doesn't have to be about forgetting, it's about detaching those things. If you have any question on this, let me know in the comment section. I'll probably leave something in the description if you have a hard time letting go or moving on. Something that we developed with Elizabeth. And I will see you next time. Take care.